you saying?
It's hard to call for me. Again, 1nFamy, they have thumbs in. He's going to be the new man. This is the same team that actually went and beat Enyx at the Invitational Final, 5-2, 5-2, which is also very interesting that, again, Enyx do have that confidence. They've beat 1nFamy before. So I'm going to say Enyx. I'm going to say Enyx.
Well, we'll find out if Enyx is the right call as we jump once again into border between these two teams for the first map in this series. We'll find out the second one for you very shortly. One thing we didn't really talk about on the defender side last time round is Valkyrie. We're seeing it being picked up here. This is also 1nFamy's map, so they're the ones who should take this away, but if the last series is anything to go by, it's always the opposition who take away your map from you.
Yep, if the trend does follow through, then it should be Enyx winning this match, and then 1nFamy goes ahead and then wins the next one.
Next one is Chalet, by the way, being picked by Enyx.
Yeah, that's not a surprise to me. That's been one of their best maps by far. They're the ones who actually started that barn gaming room defense, which we've touched before, me and you upon. And I would definitely say that Enyx is going to be a very tight pick because I know 1nFamy are very proficient at Chalet as well. But equally, I know that Enyx are very proficient in border, so both these picks do sit both the teams. So it's going to be interesting to see who will have the better strats and who will have the better gun skill.
So the book being picked up here in place of the Twitch, which is what we saw very, very popular between the last two teams, Fable and Horizon. And you spoke quite fondly of Book, saying that he basically does what the Twitch does. Yes, has to put himself in a more dangerous position to do it, but his effectiveness is unrivaled at completely opening up those bomb points.
He does what Twitch does and more. Let's put it that way. He can open up the mirror windows, and then he can also continue to get rid of any other anchor positions that may be located inside that A bomb site. Looking at the picks coming out from Enyx, their attacking lineup, I'm seeing the Yang, which we did see brought quite a fair bit by, I believe it was Fable in the last rounds. You see Madman with that aggressive play on the Ash, does get the first kill on the Prem. It's going to be him off the board and also the Valkyrie, but
here comes Buck.
I'd imagine that Valkyrie cameras were free out, and he has done this job in some sense, and now he can start flicking through the cameras to give some intel for his team. But again, like you said, that's what we're expecting Buck to do, is start to open up these mirror windows.
Spots that there's no gadgets down against that wall, which probably gives entry to others, but they're pretty much taking the downstairs domination at this point, just to make sure they have all the openings they could ever want onto that point. It's always great to, of course, have the multifaceted attack, especially when it's more than just horizontal, it's going vertically as well. Blitz definitely doing the work so far down there with that shotgun. The question is, what is the rest of his team going to be doing upstairs to get themselves onto this point?
Seems to be it's going to be a box push once again. We're seeing no mirror window played on that double window, or on that double the double wall for the double box push, of course. Instead, they decided to put it inside that cupboard, which, as we have seen, Buck has been able to get rid of that in quite successful fashion very quickly into the round, which has now put the defending team on the back foot. And now I'm sure the Candela devices will be going in very shortly. And this is one thing which I am seeing that previously we didn't see in the past map, is the drones are starting to be coming in to see what the bomb site's looking for, which is one thing that Enyx have been doing over the other two teams that we previously have seen being played.
So I'd say Smitch is like literally a slither of help left, and Pranksy is more than happy to take that one away from him, leaving one defending member on the point. They've got a couple of angles to push in for here. Snaith is going to take one down. In fact, Enyx are on the back foot here, despite having a pretty solid start with Madman getting that opening kill onto Prem. But like you say, intelligence is king, and they've had those Valkyrie cameras down. They're going to plant right inside the door. No C4 going to come flying over just yet, and it looks like they will get that diffuser down, and so begins the retake.
Yeah, Madman picking up the kill on the thumbs. It's going to be a C4 off the board as Mira is going to be taken out, but still Nath does have the shotgun, so he can go close range if he wants, but the distance that Yang is going to be sitting is actually going to be Pranksy getting the kill on the Nath. My last man up is going to be Drake, and he is going to start to get swarmed by Madman. And I believe that was going to be a free K for him this round. And Enyx are going to make quick work off the 1nFamy defense, and Enyx are going to look very comfortably going into the second round.
Bit of a clash of titans at the end there. Madman walking away. The victor, of course. A pretty good round, and for a few seconds I thought Enyx were going to start losing out. When they went down to 3 members, I was like, oh, I think they're in trouble here. But as you say, that 3K coming through for Madman, Pranksy taking the last 2. Everyone else being somewhat quiet, but they'll be very happy with how this has played out.
Okay.
Oh, baby.
Okay. I see two things wrong.
It's the KB time. Let's go.
I see two things wrong with both these lineups. I'm seeing a Dokkaebi being picked, and I'm seeing a Vigil being picked over an Ayla. That shocks me that we are not seeing an Ayla. The first time I expected an Ayla to be picked every time. But no, we're seeing the Vigil.
I think somewhat we're seeing him because the intelligence is such a big part of this game so far. Both teams have droned out or got cameras down very well with things like the Valkyrie. And it just makes more sense to me, I think, to go for that pick when you know that's an option, especially when you know that Ella's going to be getting nerfed relatively soon as well. It's more the case of saying, well, Let's start getting other things into our comp, and Vigil is one of them.
I think because both these teams know each other so well, they have teamed with each other in one way or another. 1nFamy was previously on Enyx lineup as well. Whenever they, I believe, previously were signed with Barrage, I want to say. I believe he was on that roster as well. So both these teams do know each other very well, which is very interesting to see that they are starting to counter-strat each other. I'm sure Enyx probably then do know that EnFamy want the drone for Drake, but then the Vigil is going to slow that down completely.
Indeed, he is. I'm very curious to see how they use this Decabe here as well, to see if they can go for the big push in. Because it's one of those really annoying things that everyone will pick in rank play and just pop at the start of the round, and you're like, what the hell are you actually doing right now? I want to see what use they go for it. Generally, you'll use it when you're going for a push onto a point, just to make sure you're more than aware. It's better than a camera because it takes them so long to turn the phone off as well, that if you're listening properly, which you should be, you'll know exactly where they are, and you can basically rush in for those kills, especially when you've got some 3 speeds on side.
The best way to use Dokkaebi, in my opinion, would be first ring, use it to clear the rumors out. That gives you a good intel where some of the rumors are playing. Of course, they can't use the drones to find Vigil, but that ringtone will be able to find Vigil, which is actually a great pick against the 2 South Korean counterparts, of course. And then also using in that last ring, like you were talking about, with using it to get in towards that site, knowing where some of the defenders will be stationed inside their anchor points without going for the drones. And again, it's just an annoyance having that constant ringtone, and eventually if you don't turn it off, then the attackers are just going to push in and kill you.
It's always that constant battle of, do I stop and turn it off now, or do I wait for the inevitable rush in? And here we go with the first one being brought up by the logic bomb. Going to scare a lot of people out. That scared me, whatever that was. It sounded like a right bang at the same time. Perfect! However, Nate's going to pop it out. No one going to get dropped from it, though. That's one logic bomb gone.
Yep, one used, but still no rumors killed as the minute. But again, I am expecting that we will be possibly seeing a second one to clear out them even more. But you see the first kill that is going to be for the defense side as Blitz gets the kill onto that Thatcher. And then we're going to see him pick up a double kill on the 1nFamy. That's going to be the two combo, that Thatcher, or the Thatcher and Habana combo, which does get rid of their mirror windows. But we are going to see 1nFamy get the trade out on the Mac, who possibly was playing a little bit aggressive on that ventilation window.
Drake is poking his head around as well, trying to find himself an aggressive angle to push in. So far, insta headshot onto Blitz, who was sat in the corner completely unaware, looking the other way. And Drake has got to find his way in. 50 seconds left on the clock, watching the stairs behind him, aware that someone may well try and push up, and he would be right. As here comes the first aggressor, going to spot him out there. Madman gets dropped. This time he doesn't win that trade. And Drake is the one who's on fire this round, with only a quarter health left, though. His team have got to work with him to close this round out.
Still 30 seconds to go. Smoke grenades have not been placed yet, so Pranksy still has plenty of time to slow this down. The only thing that Havix needs to do is to make sure he does not get killed. That's if your smoke goes down before he can start chucking out them gas canisters, then it will become a big impact in whether the defense does win the round. But at the moment, Prem is starting to swerve in towards that fountain area. He knows that somebody will be playing hard anchor. He does catch a glimpse of him, but he does decide to back off, as then we are going to see Havix playing aggressive up towards that bomb site area. Does drop down. Pranksy gets killed on the 1nFamy, who did push in through that ventilation unit. Now the plant is going to go down, but we are going to see the down from below as Havix does pick up the kill, and that is going to be a crucial kill for Havix, as that is going to be round 2 going in favour of Enyx.
I love how Enyx were basically just tickling them there. They didn't see a need to engage and go for all-out kills. It was just enough to stop them defusing, though, getting the injure down. That was all they cared about, and they go 2-0 so far on border. It's looking pretty dominating for them so far. Hampton Drake had a really good round that time round, and to be fair, if he'd have carried on with that excellent performance we saw, breached open a couple of walls, if they knew that that bandit was waiting on the other side of that wall, that could have been the big run-in for them. But they were so afraid of him, knowing he was in that corner, or at some point, not even being aware he was there in the first place and just being very cautious, that caused them to eventually lose out the round.
I'm really surprised in that situation that Smitch didn't go for some of that aggressive play, because he's seen where Bandit was. That was going to be the only area where Bandit would be sitting inside that bomb site. He did catch a glimpse of his leg, his shoulder, wherever it was. I'm surprised why he didn't play aggressive of that, as that then would have been able to let his teammates then push in towards that B bomb site and then inevitably get the plant down.
Absolutely. Well, let's see how they do on the defense this time around. 1nFamy down 2-0. Have got to pull out something magic. Once again, opting for the Vigil and the Valkyrie in one go. Concerned this may start erring a little bit heavily on the non-meta, you might say, in terms of these picks.
Yeah, again, Vigil is still a very interesting pick for me. No Ela, which is crazy. User-wise, she's not nerfed because She's still a tank. She's a complete powerhouse. That's why she's getting nerfed. And I'm really, really curious to why they're not bringing such a good operator to the table instead of going for this untapped operator, which we really don't know a lot about.
Maybe we see Dokkaebi again because it's after that one pick, it was okay. It was the logic bombs weren't super impactful, I guess.
I don't think.
It definitely forced the defenders to run though. That's the key thing.
Yeah.
Force them to reposition.
We do see Madman get the kill on the Drake. So again, them two players are going to be in that main clash of titans that we're looking at the two main slayers for either team. And if one does kill the other, it usually does lead to then that team going on and winning the round. So we do see, yep.
White Tough is trying to see what they can get through again. Blitz with that buck, just opening up the ceiling. They want that vision because it's worked so well for them previously. Why would you change what's already working out for you?
Yeah, exactly. The buck can also be used to start bucking up in this office area as well. It is destructible. I think he was just checking for any defender sitting around that little soft wall, which we see being played, I believe it was in the first game. We've seen it reinforced like that one time. But the one thing that you cannot do is actually buck underneath that fountain area, which is why so many defenders like to go for it, as it's not destructible, which is going to be a big thing for many mirror windows. As you see, Prem getting a little bit carried away, tries to go for the aggressive push, but Blitz says no to that and does put his team in a two-man advantage with still half the round to go.
Dares him to step into his domain of the downstairs. He's more than happy opening up ceilings and does not want to be disturbed. Neither do all of Enyx, as they are 5-2 in this round so far. They've still got every single man standing. Only a little bit of chip damage coming through onto Madman, as he has been going on a bit of a rampage so far, as have the rest of his team. But the first one will drop as Nathan picks off Pranksy.
But then equally, Mac is going to get the trade out straight away. Thumbs does get the kill on the Blitz, but a minute on the round. Only a mirror you have to deal with as Enyx. This is more than likely going to go in favour of Enyx. I'm sure Enyx are thinking, okay, it's just one guy, and Madman is going to put the nail in the coffin for 1nFamy. And it possibly maybe looking like a 5-0 sweep here for Enyx.
Well, fans are pretty right so far. 70-30 was the percentages that we got in favour of Enyx, and you can see why. However, it does feel that if Drake is alive, there is a great hope for 1nFamy, because he had the great earlier round, which unfortunately they couldn't close out, but he definitely had those really nice early 3Ks. But Madman has got his number. It seems when those two clash and one loses, the other team comes out on top. And unfortunately for 1nFamy so far, every single time Madman has come out on top.
This is almost the same kind of thing I seen coming out of EJX, where it was Drake v Madman once again inside the final. And for the most part, Madman got the better of Drake, which I think inevitably came down to Enyx's win, was if Madman could take out Drake. So it's kind of whoever takes out the best slayer of either team goes on to win the round, which is kind of the trend we're setting here at the moment.
Goes on a bit of a rampage, and I'm pretty sure 1nFamy are praying for a rampage in this round. Once again, taking the Dokkaebi though. See, I'm not sure in this situation where you've lost 3 rounds in a row, you've tried this strat twice now.
Yep.
If it doesn't work out this time, you probably want to drop the Dokkaebi. I understand that teams will want to innovate and try these different things, and equally as much as teams may not have fully understood how to use Vigil yet, it's probably the same with Dokkaebi. She's kind of binary in that you want to use it as you're running into the point to spot out the roamers. As you're going for that push, you want to make sure you're safe. You want to know where the defenders are inside the point itself. But it does feel at the minute like there are probably better picks for this. No Thermite being picked up, for example. Yes, they've got the Hibana, but if you lose the Hibana, where does your hard breach come from?
Yeah, that's why a lot of teams do like to pick both of them, because Thermite and Hibana, then you also do have more destructibility off reinforced walls. But again, if one person does die to spawn pick, which does happen quite often, then you still do have then the other operator to fall back on. And if both of them die, well, what can you do about that?
Bit stuck in that situation, but Enyx have set themselves up ready for this round. 30 seconds in, not much going on just yet as you expect. All about that intel gathering, but Drake, he's on a hunt. He wants to find members of Enyx. He smells their blood, but cannot find any just yet. Again, it's all about the intelligence game. The more they know, the more likely they are to win this round, and 1nFamy need to win a round.
The one thing about 1nFamy picking Dokkaebi up once again is maybe it didn't work on the top floor bomb site, because top floor bomb site you don't really see that much room play. It's typically more anchors. But for the ventilation room and workshop, you definitely do see more roamers being played, as we do see, I believe that's 3 roamers upstairs for Enyx. This is where then the logic bomb will come in quite handy, as Blitz gets an outrageous kill on the Drake from that long corridor with that little quick peek in and out. and does put his team in the lead.
I think Blitz heard us and thought, guys, it's not all about Madman. Please sit down and watch me do this.
The Welsh wizard.
A great, absolutely a great one-tap trade. Will give his team the advantage. We've already said what happens when Madman or Drake go down. And every single round so far, it seems to be Drake who's the one getting picked off first.
It's quite unfortunate because typically your Slayer gets the first kill or he gets the first death. That's the way it kind of works for many Slayers. But just looking at the previous game as well, let's touch upon that, is that we did see Tumas get more opening kills than opening deaths, which did give a big factor into him winning most of his rounds for his team, of course. But at the moment, we're not seeing him get any kills for his team, which is putting his team at a back foot at the moment.
Going to miss on that C4, unfortunately. Didn't come too far away.
No.
But just a little bit off in terms of his prediction as to where they would be running. Almost so close there on the peak, just missing each other. Surely he saw him to the bottom side there. He knows where he is. There we go. Finally, a member of Enyx gets taken out.
Yep, finally a great pick onto Mac. That's going to be a C4 out of the way, so that's going to be one less tool to stop you pushing in towards that B bomb site. And then also the A doors, of course. Drop hatches do look the most favourite for 1nFamy at this situation. We do see Blitz get a kill onto Nephis. Havix almost does lose his life, but does get a couple of shots on the Smitch. And now 25 seconds on the clock. Let's see where it does take us.
Yeah, Smitch was going for the big spray there, but completely missed the whole run around. Just running circles around the bomb at this point. Running around the roses and all that kind of stuff. Let's see if they can drop in though and be able to get this plant down with only 15 seconds left. This is where we saw a lot of mistakes coming out of Fable last time round. I think we'll probably see more of the same out of 1nFamy as they're going for a fast drop onto the point. They're going to get dropped as Pranksy and Havix are watching that drop point, and Enyx take us to match points.
I don't even think 1nFamy are playing bad. I just think Enyx are playing insane. Like, I've seen them play good. This is top them playing good. This is a new Enyx side that almost looks like the old Invitational side that we did see. After Invitational, I've seen them take a little bit of a slip. They were losing the teams which they should never lose to. But now I'm definitely seeing the Enyx that we once did see.
And we want to see more of it. More of this. Maybe 1nFamy want to see considerably less of it. But for the spectators, seeing them retain that form that helped them win EGX is a sure sign of how they expect the Premiership to go. And it's once again opting Blitz on that book. He is definitely playing what we expected to see in last time round between Fable and Horizon. Making good use of it too, because you can see how concerned the defenders are. We already had Prem drop down once and get taken out pretty much immediately for trying to contest him. It just seems that Enyx have got the numbers of every single member of 1nFamy, and not because they're playing Dokkaebi, it's more because they just know and expect exactly what they're going to do.
I think Enyx are just playing more out of the box play style than what we're used to. The Buck has been a bigger factor than the previous game, like we were talking about. This is exactly what I expect from Buck doing on this particular bomb site, which is definitely something I think Fable and Horizon should step back and look, why can't we just do what he's doing? Because it would have made Border a lot easier for either team. Just bringing the Buck is such a nuisance for that defending team, not being able to sit nicely tucked away in a corner, holding your pixel peaks. It does force you to jump about a bit, and then hopefully, as an attacker, you do want them to jump about into your crosshairs.
1nFamy is swearing by these Korean operators. They absolutely love playing Dokkaebi. They love the Vigil. Everything about it for them just seems to be about that disruption game, and so far hasn't really pulled anything off. And we did say maybe this is the time where you go back and start playing a bit more standard. However, in many of the games that I've cast in the past, the story is always if you're against a team that you know you are not favoured against, you don't play to their game. You don't play the normal game. You try and do something different to catch them off guard. Unfortunately for 1nFamy, that hasn't worked out just yet. Again,
with that white noise coming out from Vigil, they know he's in there, but they don't know for sure. But again, they still know he's going to be trapped inside bathroom. Bathroom's a one-way in, one-way out system. So they know he's in there. It's just a matter of fact of when is he going to come out. As we do see his approach starting to come towards him now. But whenever this does run out, and then they are able to see him, it will be a lot easier for Enyx to know his precise location, and then just basically sit and wait for him to eventually peak.
Well, Madman, in fact, all of Enyx, a pretty quiet round. In fact, they have lost more health in this round than 1nFamy have. So a pretty solid defense thus far, 1 minute 15 in. Nothing of note really happening. Neither team making the big plays just yet, which is quite a surprise because Madman has been doing that for most of the game so far. But maybe for Enyx, they're like, right, we're at 4-0. We can take things a bit slower.
Yeah. Seems to be much slower. Which, again, it's natural for many teams in the front foot position. Okay, we've done our job. We're 4-0 up. Let's just take it as it comes now, and then we'll see what happens. But maybe this could be the turning point for 1nFamy to grab a round and then possibly start that comeback, as we do see Drake get a kill on the Blitz. That's going to be the buck down, so now the defenders are going to be safe, setting in their nice anchor spots, but then once again Havoc getting the trade out on the Nath, and this is where we do talk about then the trade outs, and then the team starting to be able to equal up the numbers like we always say.
I think for Blitz, for Hampton especially, or Hampton Drake. Oh, I was about to say then maybe it was time for him to get some more on the go, but Madman is the one getting things on the go, bringing down Smitch from that cheeky window snipe.
Yep, we've seen him do that once again. I'm surprised that a Valkyrie camera isn't out on towards that north side, but now we do see the plant going down once again with the Candles being thrown in. It's going to slow down the defenders getting in towards that box position, and now we just see Mac running in, picking up 2 kills on the Prem and also the Drake, and he is going to get a free piece, and that is going to be Fums getting picked up, and we are going to see Enyx take the map 5 rounds to 0.
Solid performance by Enyx is pretty much all you can say. Flawless victory tells you the story. And even looking at all the kind of rundowns for that game as well, Madman walking away with 7 kills, and you can't take it away from the rest of them. Mac and Blitz as well, both played incredibly well, I thought, because overall just a very dominating performance. There's not really much more to say than that. 1nFamy, they've got to find some gusto from somewhere within and bring things back on this next map.
And let's remember, that was 1nFamy's pick. It wasn't Enyx's pick, but again, like I was saying, Chalet is going to be able to favour both teams, of course. So I'm excited to go into the French Alps and see what Chalet has in store.
Absolutely, and I like that that 1nFamy tried things differently, like I said. Unfortunately, it doesn't work out, and so it doesn't mean just because you pick something that's not normal or non-meta, you will succeed with it. I understand the logic behind it completely. Maybe next time around they try and go something a bit more standard, I guess.
Yep, I've seen 1nFamy pull off a Caveira defense on Bank, which is insane to say, but at the moment Vigil just didn't work for them. Great kill by Blitz, probably my favourite kill of the game was that long angle, and then Havoc's just picking up a nice double kill again, almost like what we did see with Max in the previous round.
It's almost like you're forced to your death in those dying moments of the round. This is where Matt got that nice 3-piece at the very end, really well played by him too. And again, it seems like in the last game we said quite a lot, we've seen every player step up and have a round which could probably be attributed to them. This time round, you saw a lot of the same. Madman had probably 2 or 3 rounds where he rolled his way through. But otherwise, the rest of the team got involved and they played together as a unit. And you can see in this team why they were the ones who won EGX. It's just stellar play all round. Yeah,
I would say that esports just really just put their feet up, just sat in their drones all game, because we didn't really see much from Pranks and Havocs. Yeah, we've seen Havocs come in really big one round whenever he did stop that plant in. I believe it was the 2nd round. Whenever he did drop down the hatch, which was a really good play from him. But for the most part, Pranks didn't really have to do much. And again, also just Havoc's just sitting back, just droning in his Thatcher. I didn't really see much Thatcher plays, but what do you expect from supports? They do their job, they do their droning, and that's all you can ask.
That's absolutely it, and that's the way I play in solo queues. Let's just scout out for everyone. That's all I need to do. Everyone else gets the kills, and I'm happy. That's all that counts for it. In this case, though, like I say, you did have 3 kind of really big key frags in that one. I'm curious to see what happens on Chalet, because it's one of the more popular maps, should we say. Border, obviously being a later release, hasn't seen as much playtime as what Chalet would have. So maybe we see 1nFamy come back and win a few rounds on that one. With how Enyx are playing so far, though, it's going to be a tough order, I think.
I definitely think that Enyx are going to be prepared for Enyx's strats, because I think it's been shown a lot. There are different strats at EGX or even on my channel. A lot of teams know the kind of Enyx strats, but there's one thing that kind of throws me off, because I was speaking to Mark and he was saying that all the strats you've seen us do, we don't use them anymore. We have new ones, so I'm really excited to see what he does have in store. He might be lying to you, he might just to throw me off the trail, but we will find out and see.
Make you look like an idiot on broadcast.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Why not?
He knew it was coming.
Well, that will be the map we'll jump into in just a second. Now, we spoke a lot about the other maps in the pool as well. Why do you think they opted more so for these two? Why not something else that goes in there? So Clubhouse we spoke about quite a bit. Oregon was another one. Why not those two?
Maybe because it might just been counterbans by each team. Possibly Enyx know that 1nFamy they're very good at Oregon as well. And then also we know, I know anyway, that Enyx are amazing at Clubhouse. They have very solid strats for it, and especially with a map where it does come down to most attacks. Having a player such as Madman who does make them big plays does make it very hard as a defender to deal with Madman, especially in arguably one of the worst bomb sites to defend is going to be that bar and also that stock room for Clubhouse. It's going to be very easy for Madman to take advantage of them bad bomb sites.
So you think more than anything else it's trying to eliminate the strong points for 1nFamy? Even though Enyx feel and probably are realistically ahead of them in terms of skill and capability, it's still trying to remove leave nothing to chance. Make sure you definitely have this 2-0 in the back.
Oregon's one of them maps which I feel that anybody could win. it's one of them maps where it's either going to go 5-3 to one team or 5-3 to the other team. It's never really that tight, and again, anybody can win it.
Interesting. Why do you think that is?
I just think it's just the way the map is. It's very easy to play. Everybody knows the strats, down for the basement, mirror window, smoke. That really just solidifies how good mirror is, making that bomb site a lot more defendable. And of course, upstairs you're looking at more mirror windows and again more aggressive runouts and stuff like that there.
I suppose so more as well, because on a lot of the points it's very angular in terms of what you can attack. There aren't multiple avenues into most points, to be fair. It's
very close range.
Binary. You think about basement, for example, there's probably 4 or 5 angles you can push into. That's literally it. Yeah. Most of them you can block off with gadgets, for example.
Smoke grenades.
Precisely. It makes it very, very easy to defend. But equally for the attackers, there's good angles in which they can push into. Anyway, enough talking about that. We are going to be talking about Chalet and these two teams going into it. Can 1nFamy turn the tide of this series, or will Enyx be walking away with the first 2-0 of the ESL Premiership?
Let's find out. Wine Cellar and Snowmobile is going to be the first bomb site. Typically, we do see Kitchen and Trophy being picked first. Sometimes we do see a bar gaming room, which I know that Enyx have been played throughout quite a while in Season 3 as well. But Wine Cellar and Snowmobile does catch me by surprise. And again, what are you expecting from Wine Cellar and Snowmobile? Let's just pick your brain for a while rather than mine.
Well, to be honest, a lot of what I've been used to seeing, and I think everyone was used to seeing from when they first started playing, was, yeah, chuck all the gadgets in Snowmobile Garage and it'll work out just fine. Whereas a lot of it you have to be aware of course, the big garage attacks as well. If you have a roamer coming down that way and you haven't reinforced up that wall, any kind of like Ash, for example, the long-range breach can definitely get them on the point.
Yeah.
I've got to speak once again, though. 1nFamy are swearing by these operators, going for Dokkaebi once again.
This is a situation where I think Dokkaebi will be very, very helpful. Chalet's one of the maps where it's all about the drop hatches. May it come down to the kitchen drop hatch, or of course the triple hatches we do have offer for Snowmobile and Wine Cellar, of course. The thing about Dokkaebi is that whenever you're ready to drop a hatch, you just ring. You'll know exactly what way to aim and pre-fire, and then hopefully it should give your team a good advantage.
Well, Madman is going to be the one on the Ella trying to find those initial entry frags if he can.
Yep, does have them Ela mines, of course, which of course is going to help his teammate know where some of the attackers are going to be as them Ela mines are going to go off. They're actually quite loud. You do hear them a fair distance from each other, so it's going to be a really good operator for Roman, of course. Ela, we just talk about how good Ela is with the gadgets and stuff like that there, and especially playing it in a very aggressive area such as that back stairs. It does give a lot of access to rotations, may it be in towards that bar area, up in towards library, and also of course down in towards the bomb site.
Well, Prem's going to find himself a way in very soon, just breaking all these windows out. Again, getting that top floor control can be essential to being able to push your way through. Balcony control also very important, which is what he's going to go for now. I kind of would like to see him get in there and start tearing the floors up a little bit, though, to be honest, just to start getting some vision down into the bar area especially, so they know what's going on, because they're probably fully aware that Madman is going to be on the roam somewhere, and they need to deal with him before they can start pushing into basement.
Yep, exactly.
Speaking of which,
yeah, he's just going to get the kill on the Drake, like we have talked about so much, that whoever does manage to win out of them two is more likely going to win the round, but more aggressive jump outs. Blitz looks the wrong way, Nath gets the kill, and now Madman is going to be on the back foot, losing his friend, as now it is going to be him on the lone roam against these two attackers breathing down his neck.
Just keeping a peek on the go, just trying to deny the entry more than anything else. It feels like Impact's in.
Impact is.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yep. Nice quick rotation. Can keep his eye on both hatches very quickly if he rotates between them. But I think they're aware he's downstairs here, because they probably heard him. They may well have seen him a couple of times, but not been able to get off those crucial shots to bring him down. And I think caution is probably the right name of the game here. But with a minute left to go, they've got to move soon. They're still on the top floor.
Yeah, it's wasting a lot of time. Finally, Nath does pick up the kill on the Madman, but I would definitely say he's done his job. He's wasted 2 minutes off the time, but now he has given up the phone, and now the defenders are going to have to now shoot their own cams, as of course the attackers are going to be inside the system.
Keeping their eyes on what's going on, just trying to get any intel they can. They know that one of the stronger members is down, and this could be their round to take. They do find themselves downstairs in a 4v3. The Dokkaebi's very, very low, though.
But at this stage, Pranksy still has his gas canisters, and it looks to be the only option they can go for is either the main stairs, the blue corridor, or these drop hatches. It seems to be that the Snowmobile garage is out of the picture, and then also the big garage, but this vertical gameplay almost does cost Pranksy his life. But now 10 seconds on the clock. It's going to have to be the drop hatches. the way for 1nFamy. Let's see if the defenders can hold on. Pranksy gets the kill on the Thumbs. 2 seconds go. Prem gets the kill on the Havoc. Now the plant is going to go on. As we do see then Mac pick the kill on the Smitch. 2v2. One of them is going to go for the plant. We are going to see then the Doka be picked with a kill on the Pranksy. Mac against the 1v1 out of ammo. Does have the shotgun. Decides to change. Does slow it down a bit, but now we are going to see the aggression come across, and Prem does get the kill.
Finally,
with the pistol kill.
1nFamy, slither of health left on Prem as well, but 1nFamy start this map off the right way in a way that they could not start it off a second ago on Border. And it feels, once again, you bring down those mammoths on either team and suddenly things start falling apart. Madman went down pretty early on once he got rushed. Probably held that position a little bit too long.
I would have loved to have seen a late rotate coming out from Enyx, possibly a late rotate coming up, possibly then that kitchen staircase is up the back staircase, and then rotate it in towards that lobby, which would have been a great play as nobody was watching the flank for 1nFamy in that situation. So yeah, again, some questionable plays from Enyx, but nonetheless a great attack from 1nFamy, and they have got their first round in this series.
They do. The question is, how many more can they take before Enyx start getting serious once again? And it was only the first round. And you were speaking earlier on about the Caveira and the Capitale. Look what we're seeing come through here.
Yep, Caveira played by 1nF. I don't know why they play Caveira, but they do. I don't know why, but they do. I've seen them played on Bank, haven't seen it played in Chalet, so I'm curious to see where they're going to play her. But again, she still has a good ability. She still can't be heard by many attackers. Again, that Roman is going to be a great key for Chalet with such a heavy room map with having 3 sets of staircases. The only real counter you can do to Caveira is going to be Jackal, but we never really see Jackal played that often. No. Looking at Enyx's lineup, we're not looking at anything different. We're looking at, again, the same core. Thermite, Habana's there as well. No EMP grenades, so no way of getting rid of bandit charges, which may be a bit of a worry. But nonetheless, I would imagine that Enyx are looking to go for these drop hatches.
What I do like about the Caveira is it gives you the opportunity, if you are skilled, which I hope he is, it's called Skilled Nath. If half his name's a lie, I'm very worried. If you can manage to catch someone out and you get all of that information about the enemy team, it's like dreamland for you, essentially. I kind of wish he left him injured there. That would have been a much better idea to leave him injured, but never mind.
But still, that is going to be Madman out of the picture, so it does give 1nFamy a very big advantage after Enyx losing their Roamer and not really having any other free speed except for Habana, but she is probably the least free speed you want to start exposing, as again that gadget is so useful for getting rid of them drop hatches, but instead Havoc's playing that sledge, is looking to go for the pressure. We're going to see the injure, as maybe we will see a Caveira interrogation, but no, as 1nF does decide to go for the kill instead of going for that interrogation.
I think with the dropping outside, it would have been so risky to jump out there, especially when you don't know where the rest of the attackers are.
Exactly it.
You just put yourself in such a dangerous situation as Drake goes down as the first on the other side, and Pranksy steps up, and they're going to bring down 2 and bring it to 3 and 3. Both of the Titans on either team are now down, which leaves the rest of them to scrap and bring it out and show who reigns on top.
And still half a round left on the clock for Enyx. Still plenty of time for them to start getting the drop hatches off, and more than likely it's going to be a main stairs blue tunnel push, I would imagine, as they don't have the Thatcher, of course, to get rid of the EMP grenades inside that line stock area. And again, mirror windows is going to be a big problem for them unless they can't get the banner pellet off, but he does only have 1 left, so it does put him in a tricky situation.
At least gives them some vision somewhere if they really want it. He finds himself now inside the garage. They've got this information. The intel again is crucial. But they need to be able to spot everyone out. Going to go for the peak there as well. Blitz fails that big one, kill. And No Thumbs brings him down. That is definitely a big kill. 3 versus 2. And 1nFamy are starting this game off strong.
Yeah, it looks to be that the roam game definitely did slow down the push a lot. But now at the moment it seems to be that the bandit isn't going to go for that bandit trick, which I'm quite surprised about, which now does give access to that wine stock area, which Pranksy can start pushing in towards. Mac isn't in a position at the moment to support him. But now they are going to look to rotate and possibly go for this snowmobile push. As 30 seconds on the clock, let's see what Enyx do have in store for us.
Don't really have tons of time. Imagine here you try and push for stairs and see what you can get. In fact, they get 1 kill. There we go into the 2v2. Is this going to be enough?
Eggerdron's still up.
They've got hold of the garage here as well because Enyx gets knocked down by Prem. 2v1 to 1nFamy. Can they close this out and take it to 2-0? Yes, they can, as Prem comes up big. And 1nFamy are looking good. 2-0 against Enyx despite losing all 5 rounds on Border.
Yeah, again, a great defense, great roam game coming out from Drake and also enyx, setting up their team good for the remainder of the match. Enyx did have a good attempt at possibly re-bringing it back, but nonetheless, 1nFamy do take control and now are in a firm stronghold position of taking this second map.
And look how quiet Madman has been so far. Just 1 kill and 2 assists to his name after the last stellar performance he had. Very surprised to see him playing this way. And once again, Nathan, I swear, my mate, you just want to play something very different every single time because Dokkaebi once again being picked up. He does not like his normal operators.
I always knew enyx as a Valkyrie Blackbeard main, but
not this time.
He threw me.
Yeah, absolutely threw us all for 6. That is definitely a joke and reference to the game's name in case you missed that one, my friend. I'm aware you're probably a bit young for humour, but we'll get there one day. Dad jokes, come on. Anyway, let's see how they go. 1nFamy, this time on the attack. They got that Dokkaebi on side, they got the buck, and we liked seeing that earlier on border. In terms of on the defensive side, nothing too crazy coming out. Valkyrie very, very powerful on this map because being able to throw the cameras outside gives you so much vision of all the balconies.
Yep, looking at their barn gaming room defense, it's the site that we don't really see used that much. It was, I believe I did talk to you about, it's a strat that really Enyx brought to the table inside Xbox. No teams were doing it, but they decided, you know what, let's give this a go. Mira is going to be a great addition with different reinforced walls and then Mira windows being placed upstairs as well as the one looking over towards that gaming room area. A quite surprising pick in my opinion, bringing that Valkyrie rather than a Pulse, for example. Valkyrie does have access to free cameras, but Pulse then does have that cardiac scanner where he knows the exact location of the attackers at all known points, and again it can't be destroyed of course unless he dies, but nonetheless a good cam still, and it will be interesting to see where some of his other cams will be if we do catch a glimpse of that, but at the moment he is just sticking strong in this one, ready for anybody pushing up that ladder.
Well, let's not forget 2 rounds ago when they played, they had the run out, which went completely against them because they looked the wrong way. So maybe the intel is what they're thinking. If we have this intel and we spot anyone on the balconies, that is when we know that a run out is safe to do, and we can make sure we don't just run to our quick deaths like we did last time.
He also has a shotgun, so you'll be able to gun them down a lot quicker at that close range, of course. Looking at the way 1nFamy are setting up for this attack, they definitely want to pressure this upstairs great angle being held here by Smitch, looking on towards that little bar top area where he can then look down on towards that main area. We're going to see then a great kill just landing the dome of Blitz is going to be then Blitz getting taken out, and that is going to be Enyx on the back foot for the remainder of this round.
And it's on the back, well, maybe for the remainder of the game it feels like, because every round is going against them so far. Do still have Drake on side, of course Madman still stands, so they have their stronger players still available to them. We know both know what they're capable of. We saw that, of course, on border. But both of them being relatively quiet. Madman more so, which is what's surprising me. Still a pretty quiet round so far, though. No real big attacks coming through from 1nFamy, taking it nice and slow. Can surely see the feet here. Going to go for the spray, but misses it all underneath that door. Twinkle Toes, a bit too quick.
Yeah, definitely a bit too quick. It's a great angle to hold. You can actually have a really nice angle on towards that main door area beside the stairs, as we do see him get tagged up once again. And we are going to see the Dokkaebi logic bomb is going to be implemented here. But I think that was maybe used just a bit preemptively, as it hasn't gave the defending team any real hassle. Only thing that maybe he might have lured it to would be Madman on the roam, as it does seem to be enyx has a suspicion. But now at the moment it seems to be this Mira window wants to get pressured as frag grenades are going to be chucked out. But now Havix does dodge and weave past them, and now is still going to be at that Mira window and is still holding strong, as now the push is going to come in from Sledge, but nothing at the moment.
And try and get this angle for the side of the Mira window, but it's so hard when you can't. Every time you lean out, he's basically moving around, so the position you thought he was in, he was no longer in. Going to go for the spray now. Misses everything, that's a lie. He gets one, and the diffuser goes down below them. Now can they defend it and retake this point? They have good vision onto it, but all of the attackers have run downstairs.
The diffuser is going to be planted, but all they have to do is just sit and hold the angle, as Drake is doing. Picks up a double kill, as Fom's also finished off Mac, and then enyx is going to finish off Madman. And it is going to be 1nFamy taking this round and going into almost another 5-0 position like we did see Enyx do previously. So let's see if 1nFamy can stick with it and just basically one-up Enyx and exactly what Enyx did to them previously.
I expected, honestly, that you would see within the first 3 rounds of the day which team was going to come out stronger, because you see a couple of rounds of each, maybe 4 rounds if you consider it that way, to see which team is going to come out on top and generally has the better, stronger strats. First time round, Drake was going down quite a lot and didn't really have an impact on border. Now Madman, despite being alive for most of the round still, is having very little impact. And 1nFamy have just got all the strats, it feels, to win this one out. They're playing this map ridiculously well, being 3-0, and they're still sticking to their strange picks. We've seen Vigil, we've seen Dokkaebi, we've even seen the Caveira as well. Everything is coming out from them, but it's working, and that is what's important.
Looking at just the kind of playstyle Enyx are taking, I just think that the defenders they're attacking are just well suited for the different attacks coming in. And let's not remember, this is also Enyx's pick, which is still crazy that at the moment, as it stands, no team has won on their picked map. So it is very interesting to see where this will take us to in the next games, next 2 games coming up. But at the moment, definitely seems to be that 1nFamy look very strong to finish this out in a very strong fashion.
Not really many teams opted for Kitchen. You said Kitchen was one of the stronger points that most teams will jump on, but neither team has taken it so far across all 4 rounds. Why do you think they've gone for that?
I think maybe just to catch the other team by surprise. I'm sure mostly every team suspects, okay, first bomb site, they're going to go Kitchen Trophy. Okay, right, they didn't go Kitchen Trophy the first time, they'll probably do it the second time. Oh, they're still not doing it. Okay, surely the third time they're going to pick Kitchen Trophy. Still not picking it. So it's interesting to see the kind of mentalities that both teams do have, and they do want to kind of catch different teams by surprise by picking the out of the box picks.
It's almost like who breaks first, who picks Kitchen first. And they found the Vigil upstairs. They know where he is, and that is the crucial point for them. Now they know where he is, they can isolate him and try and pick him off. And it looks like they've got him cornered for the most part as well. He isn't getting out of this room alive if he's not careful, but he does have Smitch with him.
Oh, a great kill by Smitch as Havix does go across that window, and now NF is starting to crawl in position after getting destroyed from below, it seems to be, from them Ash grenades. And at the moment, NF could easily jump out this window here, peek up, and get a kill on the Mac, who is in very low health. But at the moment, he has rotated on towards that single window and is looking to try and challenge these defenders from another angle, as NF does get the kill on the Blitz. He also did push up, as he does see him. He does finally finish off NF. But still, Mac is worse for wear compared to Smitch. And let's see where this does take us.
He's being so cautious about this, completely understandably so. He's got literally 1 health left, and Drake is sitting pretty static so far, not wanting to try and push the issue. They're still trying to take the upstairs, though. They've wasted a minute and a half, so the Romans are doing good. They've even traded a kill. Can they trade another is the big question.
Just 1 bullet. That's all Smitch has to do to send his team into flying colours for this round, as he does. And he does get the down, as we do see Madman pressuring from, I believe that was the little single run-in door. As we also do see Pranksy isolated by himself in towards that great room area, looking to go for a couple of Thermites, as then Smitch does finish off Madman, as is going to be up to Pranksy to pull this back for his team, but Prem is going to say no to him, and it is going to be 1nFamy going 4-0 up against Enyx.
Prem and Smitch having a really good round there and dealing with it adequately, leaving that guy outside the window that chose not to jump out and go for the kill, knowing there could be someone lurking. We've seen teams do that a couple of times. It was the same with the Caveira just a couple of rounds ago. But 1nFamy are literally 1 round away from 5-0 in Team Enyx after losing to them 5-0 on border. This is literally madness.
It's just a complete flip around, and that is the sole reason why I love seeing Siege. It is the sole reason that one team looks so dominant, then all of a sudden, a complete flip. We've seen it, the exact same thing from the PC Pro League Finals. We've seen Black Dragons go 4-0 up on Ints, and all of a sudden Ints win 6-4. That's why I love Siege.
The madness that we see time and time again, and not even from the Madman in the game, it's from everyone else too. The Dokkaebi once again being picked up. I'm going to have to stop saying that at this point because it's becoming normal for 1nFamy now. They're swearing by and sticking to this strat, and we said last time around maybe they go back to something normal because they've tried the crazy stuff, it isn't working. Maybe try and play Enyx at their own game and hope you have the strats to match them. They've said no, we are sticking our ground because we know this can work. We can believe in this strat. And here on Chalet, it's working wonders for them because they're 4. I can't believe I'm saying they're 4 after that last match because they did get rolled over last time.
You would have thought that Enyx would then, once again, just go and just steamroll this map. They're pick a map. And still, we're not seeing any Kitchen Trophy. We're still seeing the 2 other bomb sites, which I wasn't expecting. This time it is going to be then that snowmobile and that wine cellar, of course. And at the moment, we do see a bit more of a roam game coming out from Enyx. We do see Ayla being played over in towards that big garage, and not really known roam spot, as it is very easy to get isolated from your team, especially if you do have then that trench door cut-off point as well. We also do see Blitz roaming about upstairs, so he will cause quite a bit of havoc from inside that library, as it seems to be Naif is going to be challenging once again with that MK14. We did see, I think it was a jump out from the Ayla there.
Was it?
Yeah, I think it was Ayla who maybe went for a couple of jump outs there and did tag Drake up, but he did get away with most of his health. I say most of it, most is gone. But at the moment we do see the entry point now coming in from 1nFamy, as I'm sure Smitch and Prem is wanting to get towards that big open great room wooden floor and start tearing that up.
It's going to slow 1nFamy down a little bit now that Drake is lower, because they can't go for the aggressive plays that he's been making pretty much across the whole of Chalet so far. Doesn't mean the rest of his team can't go for that, though. And we've seen Smitch step up big time so far. Blitz, yeah, he's had a pretty quiet game overall, too. You expect more from Madman, too. Enyx overall have been very quiet. No one of them are kind of trying to go, come on, guys, I'm the rallying cry to get behind here. I will lead us to victory. They've all been very, very quiet, whereas for 1nFamy, they've had quite a few members step up.
I don't think that Blitz has played as well as he did the previous round, possibly. He's feeling a wee bit out of depth with some of the holds that he's possibly trying to push.
This is why I think you're Scottish.
Why?
We. It's such a Scottish term. I think it's one of the first words I heard out of your mouth and I thought Scottish.
Don't worry about that. It's just an old saying, you know, just the way you are a bit old, aren't you? So yeah, back onto the game.
I'm not that old, so how about you shut your mouth, please?
So we do see Smitch here holding this angle on towards this main stairs area, of course. I'm sure he is waiting for a possible rotation coming out from one of the defenders, and as we do speak, we see that destructibility with that buck shotgun, of course, being able to open up this bar area, and it does seem to be another drop hatch, main stairs, blue stairs push that the 1nFamy do like, rather than going for this snowmobile wall or possibly even the wine stock area. So it's very interesting to see them go for the more niche kind of pushes.
It is, and it's been super quiet. 30 seconds left, and no one has gone down yet. They've just gone for no gunfights. It was a bit of a trade earlier on, I lie. Obviously, Drake getting run out on, and Prem did take quite a bit of damage earlier on, but no one has gone down. It's all going to explode in the final 20 seconds. 1nFamy can smell this win. They smell the 5-0, but Enyx equally smell an upset.
Yep, this is where Enyx need to pull through, have a bit of momentum behind their side, and at the moment they seem to be doing well, as them smoke canisters are going to start to get chucked out, and at the moment Naif is going to push around. Mac gets a kill on the thumbs, Havix drops Naif, Drake then drops Mac, as we also then see do see Drake miss the shots, push him with a pistol, and we are going to see the defenders win the round, as the time is going to tick out for 1nFamy, and Enyx do have a point on the board.
It's what stresses me out a bit watching this game sometimes, is that teams will literally wait until the final 25 seconds before moving, and I understand it causes a sense of urgency. You know, everyone gets a bit excited and agitated in those final few seconds, but as the attackers, if you leave yourself with so little time and the defenders are just playing anchor, you're stuck, because you can't just force rush a point and hope for the best. You find yourself in that kind of situation where, well, you're screwed basically, and you just have nowhere to go.
I think that possibly 1nFamy should have did more destructibility with that wine cellar area. I don't think they opened that up enough inside that great room. They primarily tried to open up that snowmobile garage area, open up that bar, which then allowed them then to start pushing down that blue tunnel, of course. But I would have liked them to see get rid of the aid bomb site anchors as well, as again it is destructible from above, as we do see here. It looks right down onto it. So maybe a little bit of less buckshot action coming out from 1nFamy.
Let's see how they choose to play this one out. 1nFamy still on the match point. I'd hate to see, or hate for them at least, I'd feel for them if Enyx turned around and reverse swept this all the way up and won the match out. It would be a heartbreaker after they've played so well. However, the defenders this time a little bit different. They've got the two roamers in the Vigil and of course the Ella. They've also taken the Echo on side. And we've seen what the Echo can do. We can see how in the dying seconds of a round he can prevent the plant and win a team the round. We saw it happen in the game between Fable and Horizon when they were upstairs in Tea Room on Skyscraper. Whether or not he'll have the same opportunity to shine this time round, we don't know. But overall, a bit of a different defense. No Jaeger coming through is probably the one thing I'm noticing as the big one.
Yeah, also another thing that I'm not noticing on the defense is no smoke. Smoke is definitely been one of the most picked operators for the defensive side, as he just brings so much to the table. He's a 2 armor, 2 speed, so he's not really slow, and he's not the most overpowered, but he still has a little bit of tankage. But then he does have a great secondary with the SMG-11, which has been one of the best guns since release. It also does then have that pump action shotgun, which can be used for that close range kills, as well as some destructibility, making rotation holes, different stuff like that, and as well of barbed wire and also impact nades. But we do see the aggression coming out from Madman. But again, also looking at smoke, he has them great smoke devices which can slow down so many pushes in them last opening seconds. And at the moment, Madman's decided, you know what, I'm just going to run in and try and kill everybody. We do see Nia pick the kill on the Blitz, who was, I believe, stationed outside that main lobby double window. Now Madman has decided to back off and is still standing on level terms.
Understandable strat, because charging in from outside with all the grenades going through the walls. I think we saw it just a few days ago, actually, where one of the teams completely rushed around Clubhouse into basement, and the defenders didn't even know they'd done it, because they just didn't have the angles being held. And it seems a little bit of panic coming through from eNFamy here. They're going to lose Drake again, one of their sharpshooters, taking this down to a 4 versus 3. Can they hold tight? 1 minute 20 to play with. They don't need to panic here or do anything crazy. Just need to hold those angles, but it's already too late as Enyx have started tearing them open.
Yep, it seems to be that they're primarily trying to focus on getting rid of many of these roamers as they can, as we also do see Mac get the kill on Nate, who was trying to go for the rotate down on towards that blue stairs. It did lie with the Lonely Echo, and he does get finished off by Pranksy holding the angle beside that green Benz.
eNFamy probably needs to keep an eye on those angles better. That first big push from from stairs near Big Garage was the one that really hurt them there. Just need to rein things in a little bit again. Nate's had a great game so far, sitting on those 8 kills with his strange picks that we're not really used to seeing, once again going through the Dokkaebi. I just want them to just play it sensibly. Play like you played those first 4 rounds, because Enyx haven't really changed anything here. Yes, Madman went on a bit of a crazy one then and did go charging into the point and got himself a kill, and made them more aware of where he was, and suddenly their defense fell apart. They lost 3 or 4 members in the next 20 seconds or so. And that was the end of it for them. Just play it safe. Just if they take out Madman, they win the round. That's been the story of the whole series so far.
Just looking at the kind of play style we did see Enyx mix up, I think that Madman thought to himself, right, it's not really working, what can we do to change? I know, how about we try quick rush? If it works, then, you know, we're going to win the round, possibly have a chance at a comeback. If we lose, oh well, we lost the game. We still got a point out of it, oh well. But it worked out for them that time, because I'm sure eNFamy were probably not expecting a rush coming out from a side who were 4-1 down. But nonetheless, Enyx now are having a little bit of a comeback.
They are, and again, it would break my heart to see eNFamy lose at this point. But we've hammered on that point enough. It would also be a great victory for Enyx, who would be deserving after these last 2 rounds. Whether or not they can pull off 2 in a row to take this into overtime, I'm not so sure, because eNFamy only needs to get 1 or 2 couple of nice catches, and suddenly this is theirs. It depends, of course, how safely we see Madman playing, because again, he was very, very quiet early on, but he's definitely woken up like a lion roaring in these last couple of rounds.
This is where I expect Madman to start kicking into gear. I'm expecting him to have a lot more big jump out plays, a lot more aggression. I've seen him play a couple of times where he's just seemed very, very slow. He's not been the best. I've said to him, Madman, if he ever feels as if it's not working for you, just play more aggressive, because it seems to work for you. Every time I see him just do something crazy, he managed to get a kill and wins the round for his team. And that's the best advice I would give anybody. If it's not working, try something new. Try something that some teams might not be expecting from you, and just try and play aggressive, and you never know, it might work for you.
And that's what eNFamy are doing. Skilled Nate especially playing all these strange options today that we're definitely not used to seeing. Here comes the first logic bomb. Let's see, of course, if he can catch anyone out on that one. Probably doesn't hear too many, because they will all be perfectly safely hidden away. All just chilling out, sending a few texts on their phone. Of course not, they're defusing the
Maybe
logic
might
bomb.
be for his teammates to let them know you're closer to possibly where some of the rumours might be playing.
It could have been some info for his teammates, but they are all so far away. It does mean his team can push up those that are aware no one is lurking nearby.
Again, just looking at Dokkaebi in general, she has like a pretty good gun. It's still a semi-automatic rifle. It's not going to be the high rapid gunfire such as R4C or the Scorpion Evo, but it still packs a punch. It's at least like a 2-shot kill. It's no recoil whatsoever. And again, Dokkaebi does come equipped with that SMG-12, which is a fantastic gun. It is really, really good for a sidearm, almost the same way that the Bearing 9 and the SMG-11 does work for Habana and also Smoke. So yeah, Dokkaebi still does have some untapped potential.
Well, there comes the second logic bomb, so now if they know anyone's going to be anywhere, it's going to be here, and there's one for Nate, bringing down Mac to open out the scoring in this round. Can they close out the rest of them, though? 1 minute to go. I don't want them to make the same mistake they made 2 rounds ago, where they panicked in the final 30 seconds. Just play this out.
Great shot.
Nice play by Nate. That's going to take him up to 10 kills here on Chalet. Can they close the whole thing out, though? Looking down at the point now, they can't see anyone lurking around. The rest of the members, though, Going to be pushing upstairs. They're aware of where Nath is. Madman is lurking, waiting for that peek out. I thought for a second he was going to go for it then, but doesn't choose to. Going to go for some droning instead. And it was the right choice, as now he will know Madman is lurking and has got his number.
Yep, and again, this is where now the attacking team are almost playing like defenders.
Versus 2.
With all of these mirror windows available for upstairs, Madman did get taken out.
Nice.
Finishes it off, and I believe that's a free K for him that round, as Prem also gets a kill on the Blitz. And that is going to be 1nFamy snatching a point away from Enyx, which I would say was almost a bit of a steal.
You wouldn't have given them that at the end of Border, knowing they'd just been 5-0 by Enyx, but that turnaround, that final few rounds play, and especially the first few as well, brilliant stuff overall by 1nFamy. A bit of a scare when they gave away those 2 rounds, but you can't take it away from them. I'm really impressed with how they fought that one back. The mental turnaround you have to do something like that is huge.
It's amazing. It's just